Welcome to the ad review, where we watch ads for fun and understand the genius behind the creativity or lack of it. In today's episode, we're going to be reviewing some big bouncy balls. Now that I've got your attention, we're going to be watching a Sony Bravia ad. This is part of their 3-part series under the Colour Like No Other campaign. The campaign was taken under by a company called Fallon London, and we've done a review of their previous work in the past. I'll put a link somewhere in the description for that video. The estimated budget for this was 1.25 million. The filming scene and set was set in San Francisco, and more details are in the description down below for those nerds that want to know more about this ad. But without further ado, we're going to be watching some balls roll down a hill.
One night to be confused, one night to speed up truth. We had a promise made, 4 hands and then away, both under influence. We had differences to know what to say. Mind is a razor blade to call for hands of above, to lean on. Would it be good enough for me? One night of magic rush, the start a simple touch. One night to push and scream, and then relief. 10 days of perfect tunes, the colors red and blue. We had a promise made, we were in love. To call for hands of above, to lean on. Wouldn't be good enough for me. To call for hands of above, to lean on. Wouldn't be good enough. And you knew the hand of the devil, and you kept us awake with closed teeth, sharing different heartbeats in one life. To call for hands of above, to lean on. Would it be good enough for me now? To call for hands of above, to lean on. Would it be good enough?
So I think overall, as you can see, this ad is a classic for a reason. It was a practical ad where they used visual storytelling, and the unscripted magic behind it was great. I say it's unscripted because I don't think they told the 250,000 bouncy balls what to do and where to go. And I'm already thinking about the logistical nightmare if I were in charge in recreating this, and how to shut down streets and make sure that we pick the right street where it's low traffic, and make sure the weather's correct. There's so many components to this that makes me feel like the 1.25 million that they spent on this is money well spent. Obviously, majority of that will come at a cost of the ad being placed on schedules for TV ads and etc., wherever they posted it. But again, you have to think about the genius behind this, or the idea to use such low slow frame rates to capture the wild bounciness of the scenes, and just the vibrancy of the colors is fantastic to see. I think at the lowest I'd probably give it a 6, and we'll continue to see some of the points that I've kind of highlighted in my notes as to whether it does get any more points onto that. But it's great to see that this ad used no CGI. It is completely an ad where they literally bought 250,000 bouncy balls from somewhere and just shut a street or a couple streets down and just rolled them down the hill and saw what that looked like. That's something that's nowadays is missing, the big bright ideas that you have to get the attention of people, because you know, with technology improving, you have the ability to use CGI more effectively, and even now AI is getting better and better at recreating videos with prompts. So it is becoming a bit of a rare practice to, you know, shut down streets. And with that being said, this video is a 3-part series, and this is the first installation of their campaign Color Like No Other, and I will be reviewing the other 2. This is again has won multiple awards for its ad, and credit to Fallon and their directors on this fantastic piece of ad. I do want to highlight a few scenes where I have a few questions. Let me know if you've got your own questions about this ad and when you saw it. When I was growing up, I did see this on TV and questioned what the heck was going on. But yeah, let's skip to a few scenes that I like to highlight.
One night to speed up truth, we had a promise made, 4 hands and then away, both are.
The other thing I wanted to highlight, and you know, I tend to highlight this on ads that we've reviewed so far, is the soundtrack that's used. The melancholy energy behind the super slow motion capture of the film matches it so brilliantly that for me anyway, once you start hearing that kind of sad, slow beat song, it does remind me of the early noughties, you know, specifically that era of 2005, where a lot of music was based on heartbreak and heartache. And I think the song is called Heartbeats by José González, but it was originally by The Knife. So credit to them. Great use of soundtrack. I guess it gives them a boost of a score with their fantastic use of their soundtrack.
Under influence, we had different sense to know what to say.
Again, here I wanted to highlight this lady here witnessing their campaign just going on at her street side. Would have been, for me, I would have loved to see that, and also the cleanup process. I would have loved some people kind of searching the bushes and, you know, under cars and potentially under this portable toilet, also to see whether there's any excess. And I would hate to see the person who needed to make sure that we had, you know, they had all of the balls that they originally started off with. But again, a scene I'd like to highlight because of the you know, you have the dark tones within the frame, but you have, you know, some light in there, and on the outside is the chaos that is happening, where the colors is being seen, and it offers the dynamic range of the, you know, from very dark to very colorful. So great to see that.
One night of magic brush.
Hello, this is me interrupting Charles's ad review. I know he's really boring, but you should just subscribe anyway. Thanks. So as you can see, this is where they kind of did their homework and made sure that there was some natural collection points for the balls to end up at. And as you can see, this is just representing probably only like a tenth of the amount of bouncy balls that they used in this scene. But fantastic to see that, you know, it's all natural. They didn't have I'm hoping that they chose to keep this trash can that was spilt over there and not have to clean it up, just to represent the chaotic nature of this ad. Here, this is what, again, I underlined this in my notes. how did the dog get up there? How did, you know, is it a balcony that I can't see? It's definitely out of frame for me to continue asking questions. You know, San Francisco, I've been a couple of times in my life. It's quite a hilly place, famous for it. And as you can see, the dog is probably 1.5 feet from toe to tip of the ear. It's quite a long distance from the ground to the ladder. So my question is, how did the dog get up there? And, you know, did they forcibly put the dog up there to witness these balls dropping, or is it just naturally a dog was just on the ledge as they were filming? Many questions are being asked, especially by me, but that's part of what makes an ad an ad. You insert these questions in people's minds as to why, and as soon as they provide those questions for themselves, they start to remember them and remember the ad. So here, this is another scene I like to highlight. Lost cat, very, very sad to see. I have 2 cats of my own. They obviously are looking for their missing pets, and you see this this advertising to get help to find their cat, but it says, have you seen my either Lola or Lolo in Tagalog, which is the predominant dialect in the Philippines. Lola or Lolo is granddad, and makes me kind of laugh inside that they're looking for that Lola and Lola. But also, for an ad to contain this personal number, I haven't phoned it, but I'm sure a few people potentially have found this and have spoken to the owner of Lola. So I'm hoping that the cat's been found, but it has been nearly 20 years since that poster would have been put up there, so who knows where that cat is. Another question of mine is, did they forcibly put bouncing balls down this drainage pipe and just suddenly a frog came out? Because that would have been a great coincidence, but also for an animal welfare point of view, I'm hoping that the frog did not get injured in the process. There's the missing cat poster again, and you can see there's natural street side mess that you would normally see on a public footpath, and I'm wanting to know if there were some bouncy balls that went into this post box. This scene is just, again, another great highlight where you see the vast amounts of bouncy balls in there. To be in that area when this was being filmed would have been such a great scene to see. Again, just flooding the whole screen with colour. Great to see. I have a question on why they kept that trash can falling over. Is it the colourful mess with inside the bin? Obviously you got your reds from your watermelon, your oranges there, you got your yellows from that can, your green peas. Who orders just a box of peas? Questionable. Again, writing and spelling colour the right way, bonus point for that. Being that Sony uses this whole scene in America, and I'm sure there would have been some directors in America that would have been questioning that. But it depends on post editing whether they change the color for different areas of the world. But it is great to see that, and it's that kind of effect where the color is encapsulating the whole city background, which is great to see. And it tapers off really nicely. If you just chopped the start 10 seconds and the last 10 seconds, it's just a video of balls bouncing down the hills of San Francisco, and it's not drenched and it's not absolutely saturated with branding for Sony, which is something that's missing in ads these days. It's more and more expensive to put your ad out there, especially in mainstream media platforms. However, that shouldn't tip the balance of, you know, saturating every scene with your logo. You know, whether that's from a McDonald's ad to this ad, you have to, as a creative, you have to be able to balance and make sure that the story that you're telling behind the ad makes people remember that ad because of that specific storyline, not because you've put Sony on every single frame. And that, you know, that's clear to see on static ads where you pay thousands, potentially even hundreds of thousands of pounds to put graphics out there just because you have to get your brand recognized, but you know, your logo is always on there. I mean, it kind of enters this discussion whether what is the premium or the correct ratio of branding to, you know, storytelling that you have on things like this. And this really shows you that minimalist branding represents a very good storytelling, and you know, people remember this because of they watch this on every single, you know, TV merchant back in the day, where the balls are just highlighting the quality of the screen. But again, this is a very specific case, and I don't want to apply that logic to everything, because I know there are specific solutions for different things. But you know, overall, I love watching this ad, and I enjoyed rewatching it over and over again just to put my notes together. Use of soundtrack is great. The cinematography of it and just the framing of everything is fantastic. I would give it a 7.5 because, you know, a lot of it has given its, you know, the bonus points come at the fact that it is a practical ad, and you know, the logistics behind it is just massive, and definitely the 1.25 million that they spent on it has been worth the money. So if you have any other opinions on this ad, please let me know in the comments down below. But that's been me. I will see you in the next one. You made it to the outro, congratulations. This means the video is nearly over and you watched the full video, or you just skipped to the outro again. Stop doing that, go back and watch the full thing. Anyway, I want to remind you, we have a goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We are up to 4, which is fantastic to see. It's growing every single other day. So help us grow. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we upload a video. And remember, if you've got an ad that you'd like me to review in the next episode, please put them down in the comments below. But in the meantime, take care, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.